Hi guys, I've come up to the Cavendish Forestry to see if I can get a recording. Now this recording is supposed to be for April, but today is the 31st of March and tomorrow is the 1st of April. The reason why I'm doing it now is because the weather has been so unpredictable. Since the last time I recorded, it's basically been 40 to 50 miles an hour wind, snow, rain, freezing cold, few days where the sun's come out, you name it, we've had it. 4 seasons in a day, 3 times over. Out of these woods here now, the wind is about 20 to 30 miles an hour. Now that's supposed to be dropping below 10 miles an hour in an hour or so time. I look up the sky and it's really quite grey, but I looked out over the sea as I was coming in and there is nicer weather coming in. The wind is kind of dropping, and the importance of the wind being low is that in our recordings of bird surveys we need wind below say 10 to 15 miles an hour so that we can actually hear the birds, and then we can identify them from their sounds. So if the wind is blowing quite hard, we can only hear birds that are right up close rather than in the surrounding area as well, because the wind blanks it all out. Now tonight it's not even supposed to rain. Well, actually there's a 35% chance of light rain. Now light rain isn't a problem as we found in the past. It's the more heavier, bigger drops that causes the problem. So we're not bothered about that. I've come back to a place that we've been to before. It's right in the middle of this wetland. There's actually a woodpecker up in one of the trees there now. There's quite a few rotten trees, but I've set up the drop rig. Put one on the end of there and one on the end of that branch. And as we can see, the F3 is recording. The power bank is on 100%. Now that's been running for a little while now and it hasn't switched off, so I'm confident it's going to stay on. Now we are actually in holiday season, but the weather's been so bad that no one's actually turned up. Usually we have thousands of people here. We get absolutely inundated. There are about 2 or 3 cars parked up way over there, and those people are probably gone up the mountain here over on that side. So hopefully nobody's seen me coming in, no one can hear me talking now, and then we can get out of here and get back in the morning to collect the rig, and hopefully it'll still be here. So I'll pack this up now and I'll see you in the morning. Hi folks, so here we are going back in to get the rig. The weather at dusk and dawn, wind wise, I think was really good. I did go out for a walk last night around the lake just as dusk was coming, and it was nice and still, so we know we're going to get that one. But this morning I think it was still early on, but now I've come up onto the hillside. It's probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and the wind is much stronger than what the forecast says. But what you've got to remember here is where I've actually come up in elevation much higher. So it's a case of the higher you go, the windier it's going to be anyway. As you see on the hillside up here behind me, there's a cloud coming over and I have felt the odd spot of rain hitting me. In fact, there's there now on my glasses. So the weather is actually different up here from what it is about 1,000 feet below in the valley. So I think with this field recording, a lot of things, it's not just the weather, but you've got to understand your environment. So people from abroad wonder why people in the UK talk about the weather all the time. Well, it's because the weather is so changeable here. You plan to do something one day, the forecast says it's going to be nice and sunny. You go out and all of a sudden it changes and it starts to rain or the wind picks up. That's really common. in the whole of the UK, but I live over on the west side. So if you go from, say, Cornwall up through Wales, Cumbria, and all the way up through the west of Scotland, the weather there is much worse than, or let's say not necessarily worse, it's much more changeable than in the rest of the UK. The southeast is normally warm and dry and sunny, so we think. So now I'm in Wales, and here we have mountains, we have the sea just over there, and the weather does change. Wales is quite famous for bad weather, rain, wind. And when you live there, you start to get to understand your environment, in the sense of you can be in a valley near the coast, or you can be in a valley up over a mountain on the other side, and the weather is going to be totally different. So it's like, I think what they tend to call it around here are microclimates, micro environments. You only need to be a mile apart and the weather is totally different. I'm here now at the entry point to where I can access the drop rig, so we'll just walk in here quickly. See, we've got to go over a bog. Another thing about understanding your environment is, if you're walking across the bog, you need to look for certain things to walk on. Otherwise, you're going to end up to your waist sunk in mud. The birds are singing quite nicely around me. So I think we'll probably get a dawn chorus. I'm almost certain we'll get a dusk orchestra going from last night. Here we are. Right, I see my entry point. So my marker is this upturned tree over here. Oops, step across this. I reckon this is a sinky bit. Okay. Oh, there's a balloon there. That seems to have got stuck in the river. So my entry point is here with this upturned tree, a little stream here. So let's jump across. Oh, it's up to my ankles then. Get through the brambles. And here we are. Beautiful, mossy, boggy. Lots of little hidey holes for birds in here. Lots of cover. You can hear the bird behind me there now. I've got to go through, find the drop rig. I can actually see, I can see it. So I've got to go through this bit. If I remember rightly, I've got to step way over on this side, step way over on that side to avoid sinking up to my waist in this stuff. Here we are, on the more solid ground-ish. It's a floating platform of moss here. So, there we are. Clippies are still there. I'll have a look now to see if it's all switched on. Right, I've taken the drop rig apart, as you can see. Luckily, as you can see, power bank's still on, still recording, and that's a great success. And I've just sensed that the temperature is really starting to drop, even along this bit where I've walked now and coming into here, and it's going to rain any minute. So I'm going to get on with dismantling this, not forgetting to take my tape home with me. I'm going to get out of here pretty quickly. I'll put the dusk and dawn recordings in the Kevin D playlist. And if there's any interesting snippets, I'll leave it at the end of this video. So thanks for watching, and remember, the message is get to know your environment get to know the weather. See you next time.